Funny, hot, very cool.
There she
cool.
There she goes. You can actually sing, so I don't want to start this trend.
Okay, I was gonna be your backup. Welcome.
Hey. Hey, everyone. Welcome to episode 7.
This is Funny, Hot, and Very Cool. I'm Hannah.
I'm Kimmy,
We're happy to have you with us today.
the podcast about nothing.
For the people who don't care.
Yeah. And it's lucky number 7. I'm so hyped.
Is that your lucky number?
No,
Oh.
it's not. My lucky number, I don't actually think I have one. I prefer the number 5 because of my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have like I guess that's my favorite, but it's not necessarily lucky.
Yeah.
I tell people it's my angel number, but in reality, I don't really know what angel numbers are, and that's definitely not mine.
Yeah, I don't know either what angel numbers are. 12 is just like a good number for me.
12 is a good number.
It's not lucky, it just feels serendipitous when things work out on 12, because my birthday's at 12, my mom's birthday's at 12, and my sister's birthday's at 12.
I love that.
So
I feel like people whose favorite numbers are 7 are the same people whose least favorite word is moist.
that's so funny.
Like, get a fucking personality.
Yeah, I feel the same way about people whose like favorite number is like 2.
2 is like,
It's like
Derek
okay, like
Jeter.
it's good because it's things are divisible and even, like whatever. Anyway,
Mhm.
you already opened your kelp. I got to do mine.
I did. Sorry. Started without you.
It's okay. That was kind of a struggle anyway.
What's your least favorite word?
I
Don't say moist. I'll be so upset. Moist, 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 moist. That's for everyone who hates that word.
Mine. It's not that it's least favorite. It just like out of context of certain things or in certain areas, it makes me giggle more because I'm like, can we just pick another word? Is penetrate.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because, in business, everyone's like, we got to penetrate the market. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why don't we just say, like, infiltrate? Or,
Yeah.
like, literally get a thesaurus.
We say it a lot in marketing, and it does get me.
I feel like obviously in a sexual context, but also in, like, sports, like, penetrative kind of feels a little bit better.
Yeah.
But, like, in business speak, when people are like, okay, how are we going to penetrate this client? Like, whatever. I'm just like... How are you going to penetrate the client market? Like, what do you...
How are we going to impale this client? My least favorite word, since you asked, by the way, thanks for asking, is supple.
Don't care, didn't ask. Supple?
Supple. I hate it. It's like, I don't know, supple.
Do you like it in the context of, like
I don't like it at all.
Oh, okay.
There's not a context in which I prefer that word.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's episode 7.
Your pumpkins look really supple.
And yeah, that's
pumpkins behind
an
you.
example of me hating that word.
Okay.
In the glory of episode 7 being lucky episode 7 and hype, I wanted to also ask you, what are your favorite hype songs? This crossed my mind in the gym today when I was like really not feeling it, and I just needed to be pumped up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like everyone has the same 5 hype songs, and I just want to know what yours are.
Well, I can tell you it's not going to be Power by Kanye.
No, that's not one of mine either.
Good.
But I was like Losing It by Fisher.
Oh, I like Losing It, but it doesn't necessarily pump me up.
Oh my God.
I already have to be pumped up, and it just like it sustains me.
Okay. Interesting.
Losing It by Fisher is sustainable for me.
Okay. Just like the number 12.
Exactly. Pumping me up though, I feel like sometimes it's like a pump up song for me has to like scratch the itch in my brain at the same time. Okay. Which obviously rotates with my ADHD. So like right now some of my pump up songs are by Don Diablo.
Okay, yeah.
Like Two Things. Mm-hmm. Really it's like two things and I'm like, oh my God. And I just like I like my ponytail starts swinging on a walk. You know what I mean? I love
that feeling. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just pocketing this information for the next time you tell me you don't want to go out, and
perfect.
I do.
Perfect. Foxy Lady by Jimi Hendrix.
That's
also
a great one. That song will forever remind me of the movie The Lords of Dogtown. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, we'll add it to our movie list. Okay. For our listeners who haven't seen it as well, it's a movie about like the invention of skateboarding as a sport.
Oh, that movie.
Yeah, it's like with a really young Heath Ledger, and it follows like the Zephyr skate team from Southern California. And when it first began like as a competitive sport, holy shit, I can't speak.
It's okay.
And it's a really good movie. I love it. It's one of my favorites. And there's a scene where like one of the main male leads like serenades his love interest with that song at a party. And I just always think of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one and
That's cool. Fuck you. Stop talking.
and anyway, a woman's talking. And
Holly.
James, All Night by
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Like Sammy Adams?
No. Fucking I can picture the who were you gonna go see with your sister in concert and then he canceled because he had a baby?
Oh, Chance.
Thank you. I was like,
okay. What were you like? Do that again.
Chance the Rapper, All Night.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
All night I've been drinking.
What was I thinking? Yeah, what was the Sammy Adams?
I wanna go
all night longer. Yeah.
Anyway, that's also a good song.
Yeah, that's a great song.
feels
That
like
reminds
college.
me of college.
Yeah, okay.
Finishing each other's sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Hell yeah! I remember
Ooh,
this
good
time.
job.
I know. I'm so happy.
What are your hype songs?
Definitely Losing
I
It
asked.
by Fisher. The Business by Tiesto.
Sorry. The business and the motto.
The motto got me going today. I was doing weighted step ups, like should be illegal first of all.
Fucking G.
And my legs were like shaking, and there was a guy working out next to me, and I was like, I really don't want to fail right now. Like it would just be so embarrassing. So I had to put on a hype song, and the motto got me through a set.
Hell yeah.
But it's usually just like really pump up EDM when I'm running. There's a song called Pogo. That's a Dioro remix with Laid Back Luke.
I think I know that one.
And it's like the entire song like speeds up verse after verse. So it just gets you through like the end of a run. Also, oh my God, I'm just going to keep riffing here. Turbulence by Steve Aoki. Slay.
Mm-hmm. Tsunami.
Yeah. Tsunami's another one. And there's a song by an Italian house artist named Dante that's called Incazzo. That's also really good.
Yeah.
I just like big room house to like get me through cardio,
I remember
basically.
you playing that for me one time. That was a good one.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah. I mean, those are good ones to like get. I feel like first, like obviously I have a lot of songs that will improve my mood of many genres, but I've realized this year that EDM will instantly
100%.
like gaslight me.
It does something to your brain.
It just does something.
It just
to
does
me.
something.
I don't know.
Speaking of music, I saw today Cassidy Pope,
Oh yeah.
former lead of pop punk band out of South Florida, represent Hey Monday.
Yeah.
Who also then won The Voice, which we can talk about, but I think that was a little bit controversial.
I just think it's funny.
I just think it's funny that someone who already had a very successful emo career was then able to go on and win The Voice. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was weird.
She was already established. Anywho, I saw a TikTok announcing her new song, and the new song sounded a little pop punk adjacent, which is interesting because after she won The Voice, she was on Blake Shelton's team. And so she went on and moved to Nashville and became a country music artist. So I'm like, are you going back to your old ways? What?
Wise?
We have like one word like that on every episode.
Yeah.
Where we're just like,
Both of us.
I have a little stroke and then I say something weird.
No, but okay, two things there. One is, do you think if she does, she's going to start a new band called Yo Tuesday?
Greetings, Wednesday.
Salutations, Saturday. And then
why
two,
didn't you go in order? Why didn't you go to Thursday?
Because I'm ending the joke now.
Fuck. I wanted to keep going.
And we have to end the week on Saturday.
You end your weeks on Saturday?
No.
Okay. Whoa.
I end my weeks on Friday, and then I start them on Monday. So Saturday and Sunday just
don't
are
exist.
ambiguous
periods
of time.
What was the second thing?
The second thing is, can we just talk for a moment about the pop punk to country pipeline?
I don't understand
Why?
it. I don't know if I'm an expert to speak. Well, I don't know if I'm an expert to speak on this subject because I think it's crazy. But you want to know who else did that, who we're seeing soon.
Boys Like Girls.
Boys Like
is why
Girls.
I wanted to bring this up. Because
Okay.
I'm like, this is very relevant to our timeline.
Yeah. They went like Red Solo Cup country.
Yeah.
So not good.
No.
And,
Bootlicker,
you know,
yeah.
they weren't really a good band to begin with.
They're the Great Escape, the Boys Like Girl, that album.
Yeah.
Solid.
Just self-titled,
10 out of 10.
My middle school room, they were the second band that I, like, really fell in love with in the genre. Obviously, we've been over this. All Time Low was the first. But I also had a really big crush on Martin Johnson, the lead singer.
Oh, yeah.
And he was dating emo queen Hannah Beth at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, my knowledge of this is so deep. We could really spend a whole episode on it. But my room was painted as an abstract interpretation of that album art.
Huh.
Yeah, fun fact.
I love that every iteration of your room has some, like, album influence to it.
I have the weirdest phases of life, like looking back in high school. Like, I was so emo. I was so preppy by the end of high school, which is so weird to think about.
Yeah.
And I was like everything. I had a really big hipster phase where I was like wearing ripped tights with like Oxford flats a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was a lot of flannel and like thrifted clothing. And like I really liked Never Shout Never and like Mumford and Sons. It was really weird.
I hate Never Shout Never.
I know you hate Never Shout Never, but I really loved Never Shout Never.
All of my friends loved Never Shout Never. My sister had some songs of his, and
I'm in trouble.
No,
I'm an addict.
Here it is. I'm in trouble. I'm an addict. I'm addicted to this girl. And then you just
It
have your
was
little
mad
ukulele
whiny.
go, ching, 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 ching. And then you just sit there with like fake glasses and a mustache tattooed on your
Yes.
finger, and like teenage girls are throwing themselves at you.
Mhm.
Again, a whole nother podcast episode we could talk
I
about.
have a signed poster by him somewhere in my belongings. I could probably sell
You
that to
should-
some weird
yeah.
like current fan.
Is he still doing music?
I don't know. I hope not. He's a little bit of a guilty pleasure though. Like every once in a while I'll still put it on and I'll be like jamming. Just like that era of emo.
Yeah, it's nostalgic for you.
Hello Goodbye.
For me, I went Hello Goodbye, the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Well,
them.
as opposed to
I don't know. I just want to make sure I'm on the same page as you.
yeah.
No, I like them.
Okay. We can agree to disagree on Never Shout Never.
Yeah, no, Never Shout Never it's never for me.
Also, just like band names. I was just like Never Shout Never reminds me of Therefore Tomorrow. Do you remember them?
no.
Yeah. What does that even mean?
I don't know.
But I still like Therefore Tomorrow's old. I mean, I don't know if they also still make music, but they were good in their heyday. I met them at Warped Tour once. I think they were also from Florida. Why? There were so many pop punk bands out of Florida, and I feel like it's just because everyone was like miserable and had suppressed emotions.
Miserable at best. Mayday Parade.
Mayday Parade from Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
A Day to Remember from Ocala.
Mm-hmm.
Go Radio, also from
Oh,
Tallahassee.
I was gonna quote the Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I hate this
lyrics.
town. It's
What's
so
that?
washed up.
In this town, it's so washed up.
And all my friends don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. What are your
And that's
guilty
on Florida.
pleasures?
Oh.
Like, aside from bands, just like in general.
There's definitely some TV shows in there
That's good.
that I
Yeah, good take.
enjoy. I'm trying to think of one currently. I feel like I have these guilty pleasures and then like they kind of go away.
Mm.
Like honestly, to me, sometimes Gossip Girl feels like a
I
guilty
was just about to
pleasure
say,
because
mine's-
it's such
yeah.
a bad show.
And it's also because I've rewatched it so many times that it's
Mhm.
like I should feel guilty that I'm dedicating more hours of my life to watching it.
Oh, Vampire Diaries, guilty pleasure.
I never watched that.
Teen Wolf, guilty pleasure for
Also
me.
never watched that, but Dylan, is that the Dylan O'Brien show?
Mhm.
He's spicy and fun to look at, so I maybe should.
Yeah, there's a lot of spicy, fun people to look at in that show.
Except for were they like 16 at the time?
But I was 2 when it came out. Well,
That's
probably like
true.
14. So
That's true. But like now, would
now
it be
they're
a
our
little
age.
weird?
I don't know. It would be like looking back at pictures of you and your boyfriends from high school and being like, they were so cute at the time. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
guess.
I
Yeah, I
feel
don't know.
I feel like because I originally watched it when I was that age, like to me,
So maybe
it
just
still
because I
feels
didn't,
the
it would-
same. I don't know. I'm not sure. But also, they like definitely are all over 18 as actors in that
Yeah.
show playing high schoolers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which I feel like is also a whole nother podcast episode we could
Oh
do
my
again
God.
on just like they always cast, you know, people who are 18 and over to like play high schoolers essentially, or I don't know, like 35 to play a high schooler. So it's like when you're watching something and you're like, hey, that person's attractive, you're like, wait, but they're in high school.
Right.
But then you're like, but they're not, because they're actually like a 23-year-old person.
Yeah.
But then like
nothing slays me more than the pilot episode of Gossip Girl, and like, spoiler alert, I guess, if you're gonna go watch it. But they start off like at a bar, the Plaza Hotel bar, drinking dirty martinis.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like sophomores in high school at this point.
Yeah.
And I was like, so you're 15, 16 oldest, sitting at a hotel bar, drinking a dirty martini, which I am 28 and I still don't like. So,
yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Also, speaking of pop punk and rock, pretty reckless.
Yeah.
Jenny, what's her?
Tying it right in.
Yeah.
Dad, I don't want your waffles.
She has really good music. I enjoyed some of her songs.
I want to go to fashion school. I think that's been my favorite TikTok sound to come out of 2023. Also, with these, for our audio-only listeners, I'm wearing sleeves that have like thumb holes in them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They just
Talk about nostalgic.
They just make me feel like such a bitch, especially with my long nails. I saw this TikTok of this girl being like, my boyfriend said is like the most weirdly bitchy thing that you could say.
Oh, yeah.
And then someone stitched it and was like, and if you're wearing thumbhole like shirts.
I don't think thumbhole shirts are bitchy. I think it's like, it reminds me of the girls in high school. I was one of them who would wear like really long sleeves and like hold on to the end of the sleeve.
Yeah.
And I still
do that too.
Like this.
Yeah.
But
I still do that.
This is what thumbholes remind me of.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel like you're like being emo and closed off.
Speaking of being emo and closed off, when I was in 7th grade and like in the peak of my emo phase, I only wore black nail polish, obviously. And I remember I went to a Christian school, by the way, K through 8. So I was like definitely not the norm. And I remember being in the bathroom and this girl, Jessica, came in.
Jessica.
And she was a year older than me. And I was washing my hands and I had black nail polish on. And she was like, I see that you're wearing black nail polish. Are you okay? And I was just like, first of all, this was also peak, like The Hills, the MTV show. And if anyone remembers, Lauren Conrad always had on dark navy nail polish.
Yeah.
And so I was just like standing there in this bathroom and I was like, yeah, I'm fucking fine. Also, get with the times. Our like generation's it girl is wearing dark nail polish. One of my guilty pleasures that I know we've partooketh in a lot recently is suburban chain restaurants.
Sure.
If you shit on them, get out. I literally
There's the door, bitch.
There's the door. I love Buffalo Wild Wings. It is my I do. Take me on a date there. I will go. I will be so happy. I will live my best life.
Yeah. Talk about being the easiest person to please.
All I'm saying.
That's all.
Flowers, ponies.
TGI Fridays, Buffalo Wild Wings.
TGI Fridays. Oh my God. I just got Mall Fridays airport Fridays a few weekends ago and it hit different. Their honey mustard, I want injected directly into my veins.
I think we can make that happen.
And if you haven't tried it, everyone listening, you need to go to your nearest TGI Fridays and push through all of the children leaving their afternoon baseball practice and get a table and try the honey mustard.
Speaking of Fridays, is Ruby Tuesday still a thing?
I don't know, but there was one in Boca and I loved it. Their salad bar.
I think they were like one of the first like suburban chain restaurants to do like that curbside pickup.
I don't know what I thought you were going to say curb stomping.
What they do is if you complain about the food, they take you out back and curb stomp you next to the dumpster.
Yeah,
and
dude.
that started at Ruby Tuesdays.
I used to love the Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm back on B-dubs. Also, when I learned that people called it B-dubs, I lost my mind. I was like, I love this.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I love it. You know, I love a good abbreviation.
Yeah.
But I used to love the B-dubs, going to like B-dub happy hour in Navy Yard before a Nats game. It was the best, like on a weeknight and like no one was ever there.
Yeah, that's true. I think we went I went once or twice with you down there.
And they have like $6 like tall beers. Incredible. And cheaper than
Someone
Bullpen.
had a gift card one, so it was great. Oh, I love Bullpen though.
I know.
Because I don't eat, so I'm like, I don't really see a need to go to B-dubs, you know?
But they have good cauliflower wings now.
I think good's a strong word.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I do love Bullpen. Their drinks are strong. They get the job done.
Gatorade, like water dispensers full of vodka lemonade.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say they have Gatorade drinks. And I was like, where? I never had those.
Wow, no.
Those vodka lemonades.
So good.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. I could have 2 and fly a rocket ship.
Yeah.
Easily.
I think my max has, in the entire 6+ years I've lived here in DC, my max has been 3, and I was gone with the wind.
They're absolutely terrifying. They're so strong, and I don't know.
You can't tell
how. We need to get the recipe, because what I struggle with every time I drink vodka is making my drink not fucking taste like vodka.
Yeah, and I watched them like refill the jugs. They use
They're
shittiest vodka
in Gatorade jugs. I've never noticed that.
Yeah, like the orange or blue.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's probably why it tastes so good.
We should get
all the vodka goes to the fucking bottom.
But I still feel it.
I know.
So explain that.
I don't. Yeah, science. Hello?
Scientist.
Hello.
I need help here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really go to many baseball games this summer. I feel like I kind of missed out on that. I think I only went to one. Not enough dog sucking going on.
Maybe don't say that.
I didn't coin it.
Dog sucking?
Dog sucking is from the basement yard. Get with your podcast.
I forgot about that.
Get with your podcast culture, Hannah.
Okay, miss. I only listen to the basement yard.
I actually have been really off my game lately.
You have.
I forgot I subscribed to their Patreon, and I've just been fucking paying for it every month, and I haven't been watching it at all.
Well, it sounds like they owe you a date.
We've just been busy. We've been doing stuff.
Oh, yeah, we have been.
I just don't. Yeah, I also ordered a new basement yard hat like literally 7 weeks ago, and it has been stuck in customs since October 5th. We're in end of October now, so
yeah,
I don't know if I'm ever gonna get it.
That's tough.
Yeah. Do you have any other guilty pleasures that you'd like to share?
Diet soda.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother.
One of mine is being addicted to my Apple Watch.
How so?
Oh, I just hate taking it off, and I need to know all of the information on it at all times.
Gotcha.
And I've really been struggling lately with like, excuse
Sorry,
you.
I'm really bored by this conversation.
Anyway.
Next. No, I'm just kidding.
I've been struggling. I've always struggled. I've always struggled at formal events with like.
I've always struggled at formal events too.
Yeah, A, that. B, with my fucking Apple Watch tan.
Oh,
because
I don't have a gnarly one.
I do, and I don't want to take, like, I don't want to leave it on because I saw on TikTok once, or I think it's like an old meme. It's like, take your Apple Watch off at formal events. You look like a spy kid. So it just
doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. It looks awful. So I never want to wear it. But then I have this like white band of skin around my wrist that I struggle to cover up. But I am very admittedly addicted to my watch.
Yeah.
I love it. I love all the information.
It's fun.
I love knowing how many steps I took.
You know how you're supposed to wear your watch on your non-dominant wrist?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It feels
I just noticed that.
To wear on the other hand.
Do you wear all watches on your dominant wrist?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. How does writing go for you?
Well, let me tell you. First of all, a lot of things are not invented for lefties. So if you ever have a spiral-bound notebook.
Or like opening a refrigerator.
What?
If you're, if you're opening a refrigerator that has a freezer too.
Okay.
The freezer's on the left. Yeah.
I don't really think that. I don't look at refrigerators as dominant, non-dominant.
Oh, I do. For you only.
That's crazy. I guess I'm ambidextrous when it comes to a refrigerator. Hey, when it comes to fridges and freezers, I go both ways.
Put that on your resume.
Putting that on my hinge.
Can't open a refrigerator even though I'm lefty. So, writing, bad.
Oh. Well, when you have your spiral down the middle of your notebook.
Right.
And you get to, like, the right page.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying, like, the spiral's in the way of my wrist. Oh, you know what it is? It's binders.
I was going to say.
3-ring binders.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's tough.
If you ever had, like, workbooks and stuff.
Remember school supplies?
Yeah, I loved it.
I would fuck up an Office Depot right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to buy all the colored pens
Mm-hmm.
and the sticky notes and the matching folders. What color was your math notebook? There's only one right answer.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was blue.
Blue.
Mm-hmm.
I think math is red.
A lot of people think math is red.
Science is green.
Mm-hmm.
English was blue.
English was either purple or yellow,
Purple, fun.
depending on what classes I had. And then my French became purple when I started taking French.
Oh, French.
Mm-hmm.
Did you only ever take French? Did you ever take...
Mm-mm. I only took French.
Oh, wow. That's so cool that your school offered that.
Yeah, so it was like 7th grade. We went by like quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So for every quarter in 7th grade, you tried a different language.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Because they offered Latin, Spanish, German, and French.
Mm.
And then
That's
8th
so
grade was when
diverse.
you could pick a language. And then I guess technically every year you could choose a different language if you wanted.
Hmm.
And then I think you only had to have 2 years of a language to graduate high school.
Yeah, that was what most colleges wanted.
So a lot of people then like just took like 2 years and then didn't take any more, or would like take 2 years of something and then switch to a different language.
That's what I did.
I just stuck with it.
I did that to like exceed college expectations, but kind of like skirt around the requirement.
Mm-hmm.
My middle school didn't offer anything but Spanish.
Mm.
So I like took that. It was like required. It wasn't an elective.
Mm-hmm.
And then in high school, I took 2 years of Spanish, hated it, and was really bad at it, which is weird considering I went on to major in college in Italian.
Mm-hmm.
But then there were a lot of colleges who were starting to require, or at least like say that it looked good, you know, wink, wink, to have 3 years of a language. So I took
Maybe
1
that's
year
what
of
it
French. Good times. Don't miss it.
No. And yet, did I have a stress dream last night about passing math?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting.
I frequently have dreams where I have to go back to high school and like retake courses.
I have dreams about like
As an
waking
adult.
up. Yeah, I have dreams about waking up and like you realize you slept through your final exam class. Like I have stress dreams like that, but it's been a while.
Yeah, no, in my dream, I'm literally a 20-something-year-old back in high school.
So interesting.
And so we're like my
a 20-something-year-old in high school?
Yeah. I'm just like a Disney Channel star.
You're just like Blair Waldorf, for real.
For real. I'm actually going to get dirty martinis in the plaza after this if you want to come.
That's so crazy. My PJ is waiting on the tarmac to fly us to New York.
Perf.
Can't wait.
It took me a while to understand that PJ meant private jet.
PJ has a lot of contexts.
Mm-hmm.
Private jet, party juice,
Mm-hmm.
pajama.
A guy.
Yeah, a name.
What's in a name?
Speaking of names and people, I recently discovered something new that I hate.
Sure. Lay it on me.
Pinned conversations
Oh,
in
like
your text. I'm really trying to like make the most of my iPhone.
I haven't even tried that.
like
I'm trying to make the most of my
I sound like
I'm trying to make the most of this new update while I have it.
really try. I sound like a boomer.
All right, you're going to log on Facebook later and tell me what you did today?
Only what I ate for lunch. Really, I just feel like
Now I do need a dirty martini.
I just feel like our phones have so many cool functions that I just don't use.
They do have really cool functions now. I think they added a lot of different things with this newer update, but I have not tried the pinned conversations because
I tried it and I feel like it makes me miss notifications.
they're all just sitting at the top anyway.
Yeah, and then the like means of notifying you is like a blue dot, and I just don't notice it. So it's not, I'm trying to get used to it because I feel like in the end it will be helpful, but I don't love it right now.
One thing I wish you could do on iPhone is take your group messages, and I know you can do it now, but I wish you could name it and title it, like, and give it a picture, but only for you. Like, I want to call chats certain things, but it's not necessarily
like,
something.
do not text.
Yeah. These fucking bitches suck. No, but I would be like, me and like, for instance, I do have a group chat that is for gay men is the name of the group chat because it's an inside joke.
Mhm.
But if I was in that group chat and that wasn't the inside joke, I could be like, me and all these gays.
Yeah.
And like, maybe that's not like funny to somebody as like they don't get my humor or whatever. So then.
So you can do this now?
No, I'm saying it would be great if you could.
Oh, I agree because a week ago, Rachel was showing me all of her pinned conversations and how she wants all of the images to match. But I'm like, I have a different setup on my pins and what my photos look like. Yeah. So if like her photo is like perfect for how hers look, it's not going to be perfect for me, and I want it to be. So I should have that option.
I want it like in Slack when you can customize like the icon and the name and stuff for you.
I hate being this corporate bitch, but I love Slack.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's great, and I like the premium Slack because I like organizing my conversations and color coding and like having the different icons.
Great app.
So that it drags my eye there and I see what's going on. That's what I want for messages. Tim Apple, please.
How do you feel about read receipts? And do you say read receipts or read receipts?
I say read receipts.
That makes more sense because I guess it means read, like when it says that.
Oh no, wait, do I?
I think it's read receipts.
It means read receipts. I say read receipts. It's whatever the opposite is.
Okay.
I say whatever the opposite of it's supposed to be because I
also hate them.
We all grew up saying read receipts because it sounds the same. It's like Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. Which I do say, and it makes me feel really mad. Yeah. They're like Reese's Pieces. I'm
Reese's
like,
Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
It's Reese's Pieces.
It's Reese's Pieces.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's like read receipt, Reese's Pieces. Anyway, it's read receipts because somebody has read them.
Yeah.
I don't use them.
I don't like them.
I don't think it's necessary. I think in this day and age.
I think they're passive aggressive as fuck.
Yeah. I'm like, maybe you need it for some type of thing, but I'm also like, again, we've talked about this amongst friends. Nothing is ever really that urgent, and if it is, fucking call me.
Yeah.
So like, why are we
like that one time I had to call you to get out of a date?
Yeah.
That was urgent. That was urgent. I put on an Oscar-worthy performance for Hannah, who texted me and was like, I really need an out, which is I feel like a whole other story we could get into on another episode.
We can get into it on this one if we want.
I mean, it's up to you. We can move on to some men topics.
Yeah, let's use this to break into men.
Okay, let's break into them. All right, start from the top.
Once upon a time, I matched the dude on Hinge. And my personal, as somebody who's been single for a very long time at this point, I like to not spend too much time chit-chatting on apps. So if somebody pretty quickly it says, hey, want to meet for drinks tomorrow or something, I'm like, yeah, I'd rather do that because I get a better read.
Totally, yeah.
Anyway, so we went to meet for drinks or whatever. I was like, his profile seems fine. He asked me for drinks pretty quickly. I was like, cool, let's see what happens. We went to Busboys and Poets on 14th. Mm-hmm. And I walk in, and there's no immediate red flags. It's just like mental notes had been taken.
Like what?
He's sitting at the bar scribbling in like an old falling apart journal, like writing. And he has a very like beat up leathery messenger bag satchel.
So he is giving like dark academia, like philosophy professor, only a little creepier.
But wearing a bright blue polo and khaki shorts with boat shoes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I was like,
that's an image. That's an image.
Yes. I'm like, okay. Also, his profile said he was like 26 at the time. And I'm like looking at him and I'm like, I'm older than you. You have way more wrinkles than me.
Yeah.
Either you're really dehydrated and have terrible skincare. Like you sit out every day in the sun, which he was a ginger. So I was like, I don't think you do.
Yeah.
And, or you were lying about your age, which is.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. So that was my first like indication of like weirdness. I was like, who am I to judge somebody? But also you just happen to seem a little bit older than me.
I feel like 26, you're still an infant little baby child.
I think it was 26 or something. And I was like 27 at the time. And I was like, you should look like me.
You should not look like you're 45.
He looked like he was like 35. Yeah.
Yeah. And like bad skincare aside, like if you're wrinkly, unless you like spent ages 2 to 24 like in the yachting industry and
That's
like
where I'm
working the fields,
you know, or you just like did a lot of like, you know, mowing lawns growing up. I don't know your life, but
You
that's
mowed
the thing
lawns
where I
for
was
10
like,
hours a day.
I was like, you're a ginger, you have fair skin, so you probably like wouldn't have like the excessive sun damage.
Okay, so we're stacking up the red flags already, and you've yet to converse.
Okay. So we're having the conversation was just fine. We could keep a conversation going. So I was like, love that.
Isn't it sad that that's like
there were no awkward pauses. We talked a little bit of politics.
That's
He
the
asked me
baseline.
questions about stuff. So I was like, okay, cool.
Did he vote for Trump?
No, he didn't. He seemed liberal, which was great. That was a green flag because Trump's a red flag for me.
Oh, totally. That's a deal breaker for me.
Anyway, so I have like a glass of wine, and then the busboys is like, they close like 11 or something, or 10:30. I don't know. They're like, hey, we're closing soon. He's like, okay. He's like, do you want to get another drink? In my head, I'm like, well, because the conversation had been just fine, and like he seemed okay.
In this day and age, we take what we can get.
I was like, I think I need like one more drink with him, or like, you know, one more whatever to even decide if I want to go on another date.
Totally.
Because I was just like, it could go either way.
Yeah.
So I was like, sure, let's go get a drink somewhere else. So we just start walking down 14th, and I was like, okay, we're just walking, whatever. I'm like following him.
So many places you could have popped into, yeah.
So many, and we get to like kind of a popular block, and I'm like, okay, maybe we're going here, and he turns and he like opens a door, and I'm like, this is a lobby of an apartment building. And being a woman who had never encountered this situation, I was just like, okay, don't ruffle any feathers right now.
Yeah.
How do I get out of this? Maybe I can go up there for 30 minutes, like not even finish a drink and be like, I gotta go, blah, blah, blah. Because I do not want to be here.
Right. I was misled. Like, that's just creepy to begin with.
When you say one more drink, I am expecting to go to a bar. I'm not expecting to go get a nightcap or come back to your place.
Yeah, I also feel like even if he would have phrased it as nightcap, you can get a nightcap at a bar.
True.
Like, he needed to be explicit on the fact that he was bringing you back to his place of residence.
Yeah, so we walk and I go, oh, is this your apartment? He goes, yeah. I'm like, okay. So we go up to his floor or whatever. Again, the whole time going up to his apartment, I'm like, how the fuck do I go? How the fuck do I go?
Being
this?
a
Blah,
woman
blah, blah, blah.
dating. Okay. Fine.
Okay, cool. Because I just
If you
met
want.
this guy. I mean, everyone yelling at the podcast right now. I hear you. I'm also yelling at me. I know better now, and I have more empowerment now to stick up for myself. But
we've all done stupid shit.
Yeah, and again, my gut reaction is always like, don't ruffle feathers. Because to me, sometimes my fight or flight response is like, keep everything neutral and exit the situation. Do the flight that way. But obviously now it's different because I know what to do. So
better to ruffle the feathers in a public place than behind closed doors of his apartment building.
Correct.
Or his apartment.
Where I'm like, okay, I think there was a concierge in the lobby, maybe, but it was like, I don't know what to do. That was the thing. So I was like, okay, now I'm panicking.
I'm gonna lose my job.
Don't panic. We get to his apartment. He opens the door. He turns on the lights. It is like you walk in, I think immediately to the right was like a bathroom and like bedroom kind of back there. I didn't really look. There's the kitchen straight, and then it like did an L into like a living room.
Nice ass apartment building, by the way.
Great apartment building, because you had a friend that lived there.
Yeah.
I'd been on that rooftop, and I was like, okay.
Like right on the main drag of like where everyone goes out in DC, where all of the bars, restaurants are. Like really great area, really nice apartment building.
Great finishes. Seems like a secure
very
building.
Mature, I feel like.
Lovely layout. Yeah. Floor to ceiling windows. Like everything was very, very pretty in that
Posh,
building.
Yeah.
First thing I see, I think I saw 12 pairs of sneakers in going
like
in a
lined up?
line
Okay.
straight down into the kitchen.
Yeah,
because
so
again,
he
it goes right into a kitchen.
Murders people for fun.
They were all kind of dirty, and I was like, and he was like a taller than me guy, so his feet. Like I have petite feet, so
you do have tiny feet.
Any shoe that's bigger than mine,
No one get any ideas.
Wow. They're covered in socks right now anyway, so you can't see them. So they're just big sneakers, and they're all dirty, and they're covering like half of his kitchen space. And I'm like, what? How do you do anything? Because then I look up, and I'm like, oh my god, he doesn't, because the whole counter space, every flat surface in that kitchen, which I think it was like counter, sink, counter or stove, and then fridge. I don't know where the stove was, to be honest. I couldn't see it because everything was covered in empty cups, empty bottles, half drank, soda, juice, alcohol, like some were stacked on top of each other. There were different sizes.
The morning after a fraternity party.
Yes, but in a very in exact almost it almost felt like exact rows and columns, even though I know it wasn't, because that's how little up to the edge of the fucking counter.
Oh my God.
I think the counters were gray. Again, I would have said counter, sink, counter, and then I was like, wait, there has to be a stove there somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where the stove was because it was covered.
Were the cups plastic, like Solo cups?
Mixed.
Okay.
Mixed use. Plastic, glass, reusable.
Wow.
Yeah. There were
Stainless
bottles,
steel.
Cans, plastic bottles, glass bottles.
That's crazy.
It was everything.
That gives me anxiety to think about as someone who hates my apartment to look like it's lived in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went right from what the fuck are all these shoes doing here to, oh my God, what the fuck did I just walk into?
Mm-hmm.
And then know that every surface of wall that was available, even closet and cabinet doors, had something on it, like a picture or a poster.
Who lives like that?
But literally all of the wall space in his living room was covered. I walked by by the fridge and turn into the living room. The fridge, I can see visible hand marks in a layer of dust on the handles where he had grabbed his fridge. This dust looked like the orange sand lot, like from a softball field.
Oh my God.
Dust.
Like a wood shop almost? Like clay.
Like clay dust, like orangey brown, thin layer on his fridge.
Like from sawing bones in the kitchen? I'm confused.
I don't know. And then every shelf had a thin layer of dust on it too.
It's bone dust. He kills people.
Yep. So he has his entire walls are covered in different size pictures and blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I took this picture. And then he points to something behind the couch and it's like a large picture. He goes, I'm going to hang this one up. Or no.
Did it smell?
Oh.
I need to know.
It was disgusting. It was the middle of summer.
Oh my God, no.
Windows. Facing the sun.
No.
And he did not have his air conditioning on.
No.
Fan, nothing. It smelled like straight up garbage.
My toes are curling under the table
It
because
smelled
I'm
disgusting
so
in
uncomfortable.
there. It was dirt. I did not want to sit down. He had a leather couch and a leather chair, and I was like, I'm gonna sit on the leather.
I'm gonna
chair
sit on
so he
air.
can't sit next to me. Yeah, I don't want to touch anything. There was a guitar there. I was like, this poor guitar.
Did he play you Wonderwall?
He attempted to play something and he couldn't play anything. Yeah.
Almost better than being able to play something and you're just stuck there.
He had two of the same pictures hanging on his wall too.
Like in what?
He took a picture and then he had it printed
twice?
larger.
Oh.
And he had the small and the large one hanging on the same wall in the same room.
Yeah, that's absolutely wild.
Yeah. Anyway, he couldn't play the guitar. I felt bad for the guitar because I was like, it's probably so out of tune. The wood's probably so warped from all of this
Literally
shit.
mine hanging right to your right.
Yeah, but you take care of your space.
Yeah.
It's sitting in direct sunlight
he
without
comes
air
home.
conditioning.
And by home, I mean here.
Yeah. To your home. Anyway, It was disgusting. And then I sat on the chair, he sat on the couch and tried to play me guitar. And that's when I texted you and I said, please get me out. Help, help, help. Oh my God.
Cue me calling Hannah.
Yeah, he gets up. He's gonna try and kiss me. And Kimmy's like, I'm like, oh, my phone's ringing. Hold on. It's my friend. She's out on a date as well.
Yeah. At the time, me and Audrey's apartment was didn't have the sickest privacy. Our doors to our bedrooms were sliding glass. So it was really easy to hear what was going on in either room. And I was obviously putting on an Oscar performance, so I wasn't being quiet. And I called Hannah and I was just like, Hannah, oh my God, he blah, 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 blah. And I just was making up this date.
I don't know where I am. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I acted like I was drunk and really confused.
You were,
and just
crying.
had something bad happen to me. And Audrey comes into my room and she's like, is everything okay? And I was like, oh yeah, hang on. Hannah.
You had literally done a full skincare. You were in
I was in bed. I was literally in bed, yeah.
And I was like, he's like, is everything okay? I was like,
I have to
go.
go.
I'm like, I'm sorry. I got to go get her. I think she had a really bad date. I got to go. She's like, because I was like, I'll go pick you up. I'm going to call an Uber right now. Stay where you are. I'll add you as a stop and we'll go home.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. I was like, yeah, sorry, guys. He goes, oh, I hope everything's okay. I was like, yeah, thanks so much for, the drinks, whatever. He goes, that's fine. I was going to leave soon anyway. Grabs his fucking satchel again, puts his dirty-ass shoes back on, turns off all the lights in his apartment and walks out with me.
So weird.
And I thank God my Uber's sitting there as we go out. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, bye. Like, I walk ahead of him. I'm like, no hug. No, do not
Absolutely
touch
no
me
contact.
with your dirty ass everything.
And not to spoil the ending for everyone, there were countless takes of other women who had dated this same guy that Hannah went on a date with.
So, yeah, there was a Facebook group that people posted, like, hey, it's like a women's support group, and they were like, hey, keep an eye out for this guy. He, like, assaulted somebody. People in his apartment building
lied about
were
his
like,
age, confirmed.
He lied about his age. He had other profiles with a fake name. People were like, he wears the same clothes all the time. He sits on the rooftop of that building and tries to take pictures of women tanning at the pool. Like, they're like, we hate him. Like,
red flags ground for arrest, let alone just like a bad date.
Yeah, people actually had, like, scary experiences with him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God, I hate everything.
Yeah. He was terrifying. I'm glad you made it out.
Me too. I thought I just, like, evaded an UTI. You know what I mean? Just standing in there.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I texted him the next day. I said, hey, just, like, after seeing your partner and everything, like, I think we live different lives, and, like, I just don't think it's going to work out.
Yeah.
And because I told my mom about this, and she was like, yeah, that sounds like something good to text. He texts me back and goes, well, what do you mean? Like, what about my apartment was it?
Oh my gosh.
And then I just blocked him.
Yeah. Didn't he try calling you too? Didn't he leave you voicemails?
He called me, like, the day before our date, and he called me the day after as well.
Right, yeah.
Because I was like, we were supposed to hang out, and he, like, called me and was like, oh, I was just going to see if you're available.
So
like,
scary.
Left me a weird voicemail, and I was like, I'm out to dinner with my girlfriend, so no, I'm not free.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Fuck that guy.
So weird. No, thank you. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So many red flags.
So that was really shitty.
Actually, this is really funny. It happened to me this weekend. I've been, like, single for so long in the public eye that every time I, like, post on Instagram, like an Instagram story that semi has a guy in it, so many people will DM me and think that it's some type of launch.
Oh, God.
And I'm just like, no. I'm like, it's my friend. It's my friend's boyfriend. Like, it was a stranger standing next to me. Like, it's not that deep.
It's like, yeah, it's like someone's elbows in there. It's
yeah,
like, this isn't
like, who is that?
Launch.
I'm like, if I was soft launching or hard launching, you would know because I would be good at it. And these were bad.
Yeah.
I think the funniest place, and I look forward to hopefully doing it someday, is launching someone on Be Real, like, kind of on accident. Because, like, it goes off and you're just, like, at their house and everyone's like, who's this? And I'm like, well,
true.
That's how I found out Carly was dating someone. Because she was constantly at this, like, not her
female
apartment.
Yeah.
And I was like, whose apartment are you at every
navy
night?
bed sheets are those? Whose mattress on the floor is that? Okay. My question to end.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, 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 bum. If you,
That was a good one.
in honor of spooky season,
Okay.
because this will probably come out before Halloween. This will be our last episode before Halloween, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you were to die and come back,
Okay.
when you die and come back, when I kill you later and you come back,
Perfect. Can't wait.
would you like to come back as a ghost,
Mm-hmm.
a zombie?
No. Eliminate that one.
Okay.
I don't want it.
I was also gonna say a mummy.
Okay. I'm a ghosty girl for sure.
Okay.
I also have a
vampire.
Oh, it keeps going. Vampires would be kind of fun.
Yeah. Or would you?
I feel like all vampires are hot. I mean, we've
that's
seen
for next
Twilight.
week. Or the last one I had was, would you rather come back and, like, possess an inanimate object or something?
An inanimate, like the
like
dolls.
a Chucky doll type deal.
I still think I'm going ghost.
Okay, Danny Phantom.
Yeah. Well, speaking of hot,
Oh yeah,
so hot.
just to round this out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, would you? Since we recently watched scary movies, for me the first time watching The Exorcist and The Poltergeist.
Okay, yeah.
Would you rather be either possessed or taunted by a poltergeist?
I would rather be taunted by a poltergeist, I think. I think the idea of being possessed sounds really scary.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't really think possession is real. I think it was just misunderstood mental illness.
And you think poltergeists are real?
fuck off.
That's all I have for you.
That's all we have today, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in. This was quite a ride.
Find
us on social, funny Hop. Very cool.
Yeah, you can follow us on TikTok, on Instagram. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube.
And if you like what you hear / see, tag Dr. Pepper in all of our posts.
Of course they like what they see.
Well, I don't know if they're watching.
Look at us. But yeah, what she said, tag Dr. Pepper because we're trying to pop off.
It's an experiment. We're doing science because we're women and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, stupid idiots.
Funny, hot, very cool.